So hey everyone, welcome to the channel again. Just want to give you a small update on SIM9 and what I've been doing in the past month. I guess this is kind of like the for every person who programs. There's always like real things that crop up. So a lot of family travel this month, and now a lot of work travel, which will be continuing into the next month. So unfortunately, I'm not as far along as I'd like to be, but I think that's probably going to be in perpetuity, right? Because I don't think any developer is like happy with like, yep, got everything done, and we got it done in half the time we thought it would. So I'm continuing to add more and more stuff, and when will it be ready? Still don't know. I know IPA is due out the beginning of November. SIM9 will not be ready yet, and a lot of that is because I continue to add more things which I think are cool. Anyway, so today I thought I'd give everybody a quick update of where we stand, and keep the questions coming and all that funky stuff. And I will continue to work on this when I have time, when I have availability. So loaded up 1984 again. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this is one of the first things I did this past month was basically update the main menu interface, or not the main menu, but like the game interface. I just thought it didn't look very good. It wasn't very intuitive. So it shows you the current date, or currently viewing, what you're currently viewing, how long the season is, April 2nd to September 30th, and then today's date is April 2nd. But this shows you what you're currently viewing. So you can go, okay, now I'm seeing April 3rd, now I can go back. Oh, and by the way, these buttons are, as you can see, the little tooltip pops up yesterday, tomorrow, forward 30 days, back 30 days, beginning of the season, and of course, end of season. So this will allow you to basically navigate through the calendar as you wish. So let's see. So let's move up 1 month, and we'll just sim. Another thing that I put together is that it actually sims faster now. It's a little bit. It's about 1 or 2/3 the time it used to be, which is kind of cool. So we'll do a month here real quick. And you can see, okay, so it updates. I mean, and you've seen all this stuff before. I can double click on any of these guys, and I can see like, hey, here's Milwaukee. Yeah, see, here you go. So, and actually it's cut off, so I'll move it down here so you can see here's Milwaukee. So some of the stuff I don't even know if I had it in here before, but what I can also do is, so what I've added is, okay, so we've got all these statistics. You can see the AL batting leaders and the NL batting leaders, but I've also added the statistics page, and hopefully you can see that. So this is the first rendition of just like an overall statistics package, and there's a lot more that I want to put in here. It's broken down by all the major leagues, American League, National League, and then broken down by team, and we can look at statistics, batting, pitching, fielding. Fielding's not here yet, but these top 3 are, and then I can view statistics by teams and players, and here's some other stuff that's not been implemented yet. So here's the stats, the standings. You can see, okay, now I can see home and road, 1-run games versus right-handed pitching, left-handed pitching, and we'll be adding more to that. And it probably is going to become an issue of just space, right? But I can break it down by American League, by National League. I can say, okay, let's go back to the full MLB, and I can say, let me look at all the batting stats. And this is broken down by teams, as you can see. So this includes the entire major leagues, and they're basically broken down, sorted by batting average, which I thought kind of made sense. But I can say I want to look at the American League, I want to look at the National League, and of course you see the grand totals at the bottom, so I can see what teams are performing well. I plan to do things such as breaking this all down by runners in scoring position, even by inning, just kind of crazy stuff, because I want to go there because I'm a statistics nut and I want to see that stuff. Obviously, the same thing can occur with pitching. Here, obviously, it's by ERA in descending order, and I can go to the American League. I can see the entire major leagues. But then I can also break it down by team. So I can say, okay, what team do I want to see? And let's say Houston. And you can see, okay, they're 13-11 with a 3.65 total ERA, and that's fine. But that doesn't really tell me things until I go down to players. And I can say, oh, here's all my pitchers for Houston. Oh, and also notice this isn't like a really clever looking kind of data grid or anything like that. This is all text, and I wanted it to be that way because I just thought you know, hopefully people like us, we like to show our results, right? And what better way to show your results by copying and pasting? So the first version of this, I decided to just go with all text, so it's very easy to place, and you can see it's not a proportional font; it's fixed space. So this stuff should align. If you keep a fixed space font. But I just know, like, I don't know. I'm hoping I'm guessing this right, but people like you and me like to share their replays, like to share what they're doing, or at least have the option to do so, and this makes it very easy to do so. So this shows ERA, and actually, what I've done is when you show the entire team, it's actually broken down or descending by innings pitch, and for batting, it's by at bats. Why did I pick that? I just thought for like your overall roster, that's kind of like who are the most used players. But if I say show qualifiers only, which of course is show qualifiers for the league batting average title or the league ERA title, well then it goes to batting average, and you can see Houston, this is just a subset of their team. Only 6 guys qualify as a qualifier. Then they go to pitching, and the same thing. I only have 4 pitchers that have pitched a single inning per game, or 15 or more. So if I go back to show beyond that, oops, pardon me. And actually, there's a bug. Dave Smith should be on here too, so I'm gonna look into that because I just looked at if I do show qualifiers only, he's got 21 in. Oh no, he's not. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna restart this, don't I? And I don't know if I am. You know what? The heck with this. He doesn't qualify. He's got 21 and a third innings in 24 games, so he doesn't qualify for the ERA title. So, forgive me. This is live, but I'm just gonna let this go. So anyway, yeah, you can look at the teams and batting and standings and yada yada yada. And then I'm gonna break it down further with future categories. But I wanted to kind of get this up here because I think you have to have statistics, you have to be able to share them, you have to be able to look at them at any time. And there you go. So that being said, all right, so that shows the new statistics package. The other thing I want to show today is we'll go to tomorrow's games and we'll sim today, and then we'll go to tomorrow's games again, currently viewing May 4th. And let's go to Cincinnati at Philadelphia, Joe Price versus Charlie Hudson. And we'll say play. So hopefully you can see this looking at the screen. Yes, you can. So a few other things I added or changed. I made everything bigger. So hopefully it's just easier. I know none of us are in our teens anymore, so I know being able to see things is going to be paramount. I also added a little shadow effect to all the fonts, big dumb deal. But I made the range and error and all the ratings that appear on the screen slightly bigger, just hopefully so it's easier to see. Nothing's changed to the left, nothing's changed to the right, and the gameplay is entirely the same. But if you notice on the bottom is an out-of-town scoreboard. So what I've changed is instead of playing the games one at a time, it actually knows what time the games are being played based on real data of when games started. Like say Toronto, I know the game started at 7:07. I need to research exactly when that occurred because I wanted to reflect that. But the actual start times for the teams, as well as keeping track of the time zone. So if I'm on the out-of-town scoreboard, here's Cincinnati at Philadelphia, and I start my game. Yeah, so all these other games, like the Chicago Cubs played in the afternoon, but all these other games just started because they're all basically starting at the same time as the Philadelphia game or the Philly game. So these games are being played at the same time, so they will update in real time. So as you play your game, you'll have a nice out-of-town scoreboard for your own edification, just to see how the leagues are going. So I think that will make it really cool, like in the future, like when we're in a pennant race and we're doing that typical baseball scoreboard watching, right? That's what this is for. So that being said, the other thing I kind of added was, as you're probably aware, I think I went over this in a previous video, just having a scoreboard button here. I only have 70s and 80s, and you'll see the 70s and 80s. And the 70s is basically, it looks like, this actually will probably be 60s eventually, because 60s scoreboards were basically what Fenway Park looks like. But you can see the out-of-town scoreboard reflects the change, as does obviously the main scoreboard. And again, I will be adding more of these, but I thought it made more sense to actually get the feature complete before I add some of these jazzy things. But then sometimes it's fun to add these jazzy things. So the out-of-town scoreboard, updates and reflects, and then as I add like another So far, nothing's happened. But you'll see these other games are being played at the same time. So let's say the White Sox score 4 runs in the first inning. I might be in the second inning here, but they're still in the first inning. So they're all kind of reflected at the same time. So they're all being played concurrently, which I thought, again, would be interesting. Finally, I also added, and there's another thing, I would like to show some more gameplay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in this weekend because I've got yet another business trip planned that I've got, obviously, I have to attend to. But I will show more gameplay once they get this one more feature implemented, because I think it'll be really interesting for everybody. But one of the things I did add earlier this month was I did some research on baseball broadcasts from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I want the game to reflect that. So if you want to share your game, and I realize not everyone wants to do that, but if you want to share your game, that's going to be there. So for instance, as you're probably aware, I've got this score bug here, and let me drag it into view. So if you want to show your game online or YouTube, whatever, that's what it's there for. Or even your own, again, if you just want to play with that, great, go nuts. But what I did was I looked at 60s, 70s, and 80s games, looked at a lot of broadcasts, and I wanted to reflect that with some of the stuff the game is doing. So for instance, this is a 1984 game between Cincinnati and Philadelphia. Well, what did the TV broadcast look like in 1984? Now, what I'm going to show you only stays out there for 10 seconds, so that's why I'm going to kind of be quick. But we've got 2 outs here, and what happens in between innings in a baseball broadcast? Yes, they'll show a picture of like the background, and they'll show the current score. So if you're showing a game and you're showing the score bug, the people can see the score and they'll see the outs and the innings, but they don't know the runs, hits, they'll know the runs, but not the hits or the errors. So I'm going to have this one more guy strike out, Greg Walker. No, who is he? Dwayne Walker. Okay. Dwayne Walker is going to strike out, and we're going to see the scoreboard pop up. So this is Reds and Phillies, and this is what you'd see typically in a broadcast. And this is just a picture I took, the background. But it shows Reds and Phillies, and it shows the logos, and it lasts for 10 seconds, and then it goes away. You can also click on it if you want to make it go away immediately, and you'll actually be able to turn off this whole thing anyway. But I just thought it would look kind of cool if, as you're playing the game, it'll show that in the background. You probably can't tell. I blurred it. I blurred the graphics, and I blurred the background picture, again, to kind of reflect that 1980s look. As we move to 2000s and stuff like that, we'll have better logos. We'll have non-blurry logos, just kind of reflect the TV at the time. So anyway, wanted to give a quick update. I wish I had more to show. Life continues on, as well as, you can see some of these games have changed the bottom. The second inning, hey, look, Minnesota scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning against Oakland. So these games are going on in the background. If you have more than these games, you'll get a little scroll bar here. You can scroll off to the right and see those as well. But I just want to give you a quick update, let you know I'm still continuing. This is a labor of love. I want to get this out as soon as possible. Unfortunately, as soon as possible is never going to be in the time frame that I want it. But I keep on thinking of new things to add. And again, hopefully I can get one more thing implemented, and then I can show some actual gameplay again, which I think might be interesting to you with this new thing that I'm hoping to add, but we'll see, because real life takes precedence, right? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and thank you. And I also somehow got to 100 subscribers, which I know for most YouTubers or influencers, that's nothing, but for me that's a big deal. So I want to thank everybody, and give a like and continue with the feedback and everything like that, and I will continue to plug away, and we will get this out as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and in the meantime, have a great night and great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.